Good evening, dear participants. I'm so happy, excited, and privileged to be a resource person for this program. First and foremost, let me take this opportunity to thank the principal in charge, Shibuvi, for inviting me as a resource person. And with not much detailed speech, with all your permission, I declare this international seminar series inaugurated. And I will go to my session. So, as you all know, most of the time when we speak about this international conferences or international webinars in computer science, most of the time people will be talking about technology. So in the series also you can see a lot of speakers speaking about the current and trending technologies. Basically, I'm a technology person and I have a passionate for the legal side of this technology also. So I thought I will choose a topic from a legal side which is very close to this technology. So with this much introduction, I will share my slide. So I hope you all can see my screen. Can anyone respond? I'll be more than happy if anyone could respond. Yeah, I think, yes, thank you. Because
The
something,
screen is visible, teacher. Screen is visible,
yeah,
right?
thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So the title of my topic is Intellectual Property Rights Issues in Cyberspace and Some Unethical Practices in World Wide Web. See, I am not going to talk about, anything, something which is totally new. You may be knowing everything, but may not be, you might not have, approached the concept or the problem from a legal perspective, right? So yeah, this is the outline of my talk. You know what is World Wide Web, and many of you may be knowing what is intellectual property, and one of the issues that is cyber squatting, and the issues in web mining, and the spam texting, one of the most unethical practices in World Wide Web, and finally we will move on to the conclusion. You know this person, right? This is Sachin Berners-Lee, who is the inventor of World Wide Web. So I will start from here. I'm not going to talk about the story or history of World Wide Web, right? You are very familiar with websites. When I say intellectual property, it is actually a product of mind or intellect, right? So when we talk about intellectual property in a physical space, it can be copyright, it can be patent, it can be property to do poems, novels, movies, music, etc. But when we come to cyberspace, when I say intellectual property, it will be related to something which is in World Wide Web. Especially, I'll be talking about websites, right? So, as I told you, intellectual property is a product of mind or intellect. And in cyberspace, we will be focusing on websites where intellectual property comes into, right? So why should we protect our intellectual property? As you all know, we can, everyone, who create a website, very sophisticated website, we need design, and designing, producing, and maintaining this very good website is really, really expensive. So the protection of ownership is extremely important, right? So there comes the need for intellectual property protection. So the threat is everyone with a web page and thus becomes a publisher. So mostly this intellectual property right like copyright was applicable in physical space to this publishers, right? For example, like a novel, poem, so many things, or some ebook about websites, right? So what happens now is the rules of copyright is applicable to millions of people. Okay, millions and millions of people, because anyone with a computer and internet connection, he can create his own website. So he becomes a public, millions of people. And as I told you, you are very familiar with the term copyrights. It is mostly applicable to this literary works such as paintings, poems, novels, films, photographs, drawings, etc. And when we speak about patents, the science and technology comes under patents, and there are trademarks. Okay, for example, you know what is the trademark? Okay, this is the emblem or trademark for data, and this is the emblem or trademark for Reliance. So this is registered. These trademarks are all registered so that no one else can use, right? So mostly when we talk about intellectual property rights, these are the three important property rights, that is copyrights, patents, and trademarks. And the most interesting thing with this World Wide Web is, mostly with domain name dispute. So I will tell you, nowadays, the website address or the URL is, a trademark of a particular organization. So, for example, like I will give you an example, like www dot in. For example, if a website is named like that, from the name itself, we will understand that it is the website of a college named SN College, and maybe SN College Pambanar or SN College Charthala, whatever. So nowadays, the website itself is a trademark. Or another, I will talk about www.amazon.in means it is for Amazon. It is understood. But the problem is, now I will tell you, you imagine that there is not a website for Bata. You know what Bata is? Bata. Imagine that there doesn't have a website for the time being. And what happens with the cyber squatters is, or what the cyber squatters does is, this domain names are done or registered on a first come first served basis, right? So what happens is, um, yeah, as I told you today, business identifier or trademark, this website address is the business identifier or trademark. So we were talking about the example of this Bata, and you imagine that Bata doesn't have a website. So if I'm a cyber squatter, what I do is I will register all the variants of this bata, like bata.com, bata.org, bataindia.com, or whatever variants are available, I will register all the variants of this bata. And what happens is, when the original bata comes for this domain name registration, all these domains are unavailable because a person has already registered with that name. So an agency called ICANN, that is Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. So this is the agency who oversees, if overlook if there is any issue with this domain name registration, and if it is dotting domains, it will be overseen by CDAC Mumbai. Okay, so the problem is, as I told you, the practice of registering and claiming rights over internet domain names. So if I'm on 5 domains for this beta, and when original beta comes, it becomes, none of the domains will be available for them. So as I told you, this registration is first come, first served basis. So why the people are doing like this? So why the people are doing like this is means, uh, you know, the primary intention will be, I will register a domain, and I will be, bata. For example, the bata will be forcefully. They will be, under pressure to buy this domain at an inflated price from me if I am a cyber squatter, because they need to protect their goodwill. Otherwise, what this cyber squatter does is he will put some derogatory remarks on that website, so that this bata, for example, they will be forced to buy it. So this is what this cyber squatters does. So the problem is, there are so many domain name dispute agencies. You know that IT Act 2000 deals with this cyber crimes and cyber issues. But the most interesting thing is that cyber squatting is still not addressed. This is one open research problem. This is one issue which is not still fully, addressed by IT Act. Okay. And again, another interesting thing is, this there is one variant of cyber squatting that we call it as typo squatting. So it is nothing but registering many variants of the same domain. So I will tell you some example like this. You understood what is this? Instead of www.google.com, a typo squatter, he will register these kinds of variants with one spelling mistake or one additional spelling. Okay, but the Google is very smart enough to understand that even if you register domains like this, and what is the purpose of typo address? Sometimes when you type the URL, you may make spelling mistakes. Okay, so the typo squatter will take the advantage of it. Okay, so what happens is, suppose if you type www.gogle.com, it will take to a website which is not Google, and this typo squatter might have posted some advertisements. But in the case of Google, it is not possible because Google is very, very smart enough to understand all the variants of its domain. So it will, even if you wrongly type something like this, it will say whether you mean google.com, right? You might have seen it. But it is not the case with all the website. So you see the link www.reliance.com. In fact, I want to go to the website of Reliance, Reliance, but I made a spelling mistake when I typed in the browser. So a typo squatter who have read example, it will take to a website like this. Actually, it is not the website of Reliance. So what happens is, sometimes they will put some obscene contents, sometimes they will put some derogatory remarks. So what happens is, the original Reliance uh, will be under pressure to remove this website or to purchase this website. Okay, so that is the intention of this typo squatter. And another interesting thing in this cyber squatting is that there is a famous case with Yahoo versus Agash Arora. Okay, actually, what happened was Agash Arora registered a website called www.yahooindia.com and offered some directory services, right? Some advertisements or some yellow pages, we say. But what happened is, many a times when people searched Yahoo, this link came. Okay, this link was listed, and many people clicked on this link. Okay, thinking that it will take to the website of Yahoo. So what happened is Yahoo noticed that many traffic is bypassed from their homepage to have any relation with Yahoo. So as I told you, this domain name registration is first come first served. So Yahoo filed a case for Agash Arora with Agash at Delhi High Court, and Agash Arora registered a website. What is wrong with that? But this Delhi High Court granted an injunction restraining from using Yahoo as a part of the domain name because Yahoo means it is considered as a trademark for Yahoo. So because of that, it was this Delhi High Court granted this. So there are so many unethical practices like this, especially with this leading giant websites, not with a personal website, right? So as I told you, the issue is you might have heard that all the cyber crimes or 2000, and the IT Act was again amended in 2008, but still it is silent in the case of cyber squatting and typo squat because it is not properly addressed what should be the punishment or how it can be dealt with. Okay. According to this section 14 and 51 of Indian Copyright Act, okay, we talk about the Copyright Act in physical space, reproducing any copyrighted work, issuing copies of the work to the public, or communicating the work to the public could amount to copyright violation. So, if anyone do any of these things, it can lead to copyright violation. So nowadays you might have, you may be hearing about a lot of copyright violation issues in music, in movie, in films or any other type of work, right? So if you look at web mining, web mining, as you know, we are applying some data mining techniques to extract knowledge from the content published on internet. As you all know, I don't need to explain what a search engine is, but I would like to know one thing from you, that is, uh, you imagine you have hosted a website, right? How these search engines come to know that you have hosted a website. You imagine, for example, you imagine that, SN College Pambana doesn't have a website. Today, 6 o'clock, evening 6 o'clock, they hosted a new website for this college. And maybe at 6:30, if I search SN College Pambana in my browser, I'll be getting the link of that particular college. So have you ever thought how these people at Yahoo, Google, Bing, or any search engine understands that a website has been hosted? Can anyone respond in between? If you don't mind, if you can unmute your mic, I would like to hear from you. This is a very, very simple question. Have you ever thought of this question? How search engines understand that such a website is hosted? Any answers? I think somebody has, yeah. Yeah, it would be better if you can speak out. I don't know whether you could speak out or not. Okay. Yeah, no problem. I will tell you. For the majority who may not be knowing it, I'll be telling. The moment you host a website, what happens is, it will be in a server, web server. So yeah, it will be in a web server. So this web search engines have, you might have heard about crawlers, bots, or spiders, robots. All these are the same with different names. Okay. because Yahoo call it as spider, but this Google call it as robot. So what this robot or spider or crawler does is it's a highly automated program and it's a parallel program. So it knows this Google, Yahoo, all these kind of search engines know or they have a list of web servers all around the world. So what this programs does is it will crawl through this. It will crawl through this, websites, I mean, web servers, and it will find out which all new websites have been hosted, which all pages with the existing website have changed. So likewise, they will collect a few information from those web servers. And when you search, you can see a link, like, for example, along with the link, you can see 2 or 3 lines description below that link. So that is the information archived by the search engine, right? And when you click on the link, it will be fetching from the origin location. Sometimes this SN College Pamana site may be hosted in Germany, but the Google will fetch a piece of information about this website and the link, and it will be archived. So that is what you see when you search some information in website. So this is how this search engines comes to know, and certain search engines are very fast in crawling. Like for example, Google will crawl every 30 minutes. Sometimes it will be the time will be less than that, depending on the website. If it is a normal static website, it will crawl maybe within 30 minutes, or if it is a very uh, I mean, frequently changing website like news website type of website. So it will be crawling accordingly and it will collect information. So that is how these people at Google and Yahoo comes to know that we have hosted a website or we have changed a page or we have removed a page or we have added a page and so on, right? So the issue is not with this. Okay. So I will tell you where comes the three things: linking, IMG linking, and framing. So we will be talking about these three things. Anchor tag for creating a web page, right? It's very simple. Everyone who knows HTML can hyperlink any web page to our own website. So the problem is there are two types of linking. Okay, so surface linking and deep linking. I don't know how many of you have noticed these type of minute details when you search or when you search something in a search engine. I will tell you an example. Surface linking means the link will be directly to the home page, and deep linking means it will be bypassing a home page and it will give a link to an inner page. I will tell you a very good example. For example, suppose I'm giving SN College Pambanar courses. Okay, suppose I'm searching like that. Most of the time, it will be giving like SN College Pambanar / courses, and it will be giving an inner page. So that we can call it as deep linking. Or instead, if it is listing like SN College Pambanar only, you can say that it is a surface linking. So this is an example. When I searched for IEEE conferences, this is, IEEE conferences and even /index.html means it is their homepage, or that's an example for surface linking, right? So there is no issue with surface linking because a person who have created a very expensive or sophisticated website, what was his intention is every person should enter into his website through the homepage, right? The reason is there will be a purpose, right? When we host a website, there will be a purpose. So, SN College Pamara, the home page will be describing about that organization and everything will be listed. But for a user, what happens is I would like to get the direct link because if I can go to the direct page of for courses, that will be easy for me. So the problem with deep linking is the internet method of navigation is defeated, right? Because as I told you, the person who through the homepage so that he or she will get some idea about the organization. And when we come to e-commerce website, the problem is, the advertisement rate is fixed on the number of hits on the homepage. So when many users bypasses the homepage, what happens is the number of hits on the homepage will be reduced. So that is an issue with the interesting thing is that, yeah, I will tell you a physical example in physical space, right? It is just like you imagine that you are going to a library. Okay, you are going to a library and you are asking the librarian book from the rack and he will be handing over it to you. It is just like our surface linking. But if you are not taking the permission of the librarian, you are directly getting into the place where books are kept in the rack and you are picking a book and you are moving out. So that is an example for deep linking. So we are not taking the consent or permission, right? So the problem is we are the search engine is just giving a link only, right? A hyperlink does not copy the contents of a web page, but provides a pointer to a web page, right? It is just giving an address. So the problem with this is very interesting whether search engine is the culprit, because search engines people says that we are just fetching an address for you, just a link for you. And the person who is clicking on this link is the culprit because he is, bypassing the home page, right? So how can we solve it? So how can we solve it in the sense, we need, information in one single click. So for the users, we always prefer deep linking, but as far as this, the person who hosted the website prefers surface linking. So what the problem is, deep linking is not reproducing any work. So it takes place at the end of the user who clicks on the link. So when the user clicks on the link, the bypassing happens. So I should say, and we may not be looking at the link or path because we need the information only. So what happens is when we click on the link, it will be taken to an inner page. Okay, so that is the problem with this deep linking. And again, another interesting thing is the IMG linking. Okay, and what happens is IMG linking is different from deep linking. So in deep linking, you can see the URL, right? You can see the URL. So when knowing or seeing the URL, you imagine, I know you may be knowing about IMG tag. This is the tag for fetching pictures, right? And the most interesting thing that is that this IMG tag, the same IMG tag can be used to fetch pictures from your local machine as well as from any website or any web server, right? So you imagine, you search in Google like paintings. Okay, paintings. That is the keyword you have given. So a website was listed like, see my favorite paintings. So what you think is it may be a website where a person has listed all his paintings, right? We will have a false notion like that. But actually, what happens is it is a fake website created by a person. Like, you can give so many IMG tags, and the moment you click all these pictures from different parts of the world. Okay, so the problem is we will not be knowing that, or we don't have any awareness. The user may not have any awareness that when you click on that link, the images are fetched from different parts of the world, right? Because there will be no change in the URL. So actually, we are stealing or we are not taking the permission. Even copyrighted pictures, which is published on the internet, can be fetched using this IMG tag. So that is a huge issue. Even though we say that, once it is online, there is no privacy. That is true. But in some pictures, you can see that, this picture is copyrighted. But using this IMG tag, if you give the exact path, you can very easily fetch pictures from any website or any server. So that is another issue. I might have spent a lot of money. Might have spent a lot of money to a cameraman, to take all these pictures, or whatever picture it may be. I might have done so many editing process, and I have posted it. It may be rare pictures. So what happens is anyone with IMG tag can steal this picture actually, but we cannot. In technology wise, we cannot say that it is stealing because this IMG tag is just giving an address only or just giving a path only. The person who clicks on the link is the culprit, right? The person who clicks on the link, that moment only the picture is loaded. So actually, this is a very, very slippery issue because, we can fetch pictures from different web pages with a single click, right? And again, another HTML web pages, this is a tool for dividing this HTML window into, HTML page into different windows. So the interesting thing is it is possible to display another person's website in a frame of our website without his consent, right? So, uh, for example, I will show you. Yeah, you look at this. In this page, I have used three frames, right? This is welcome to Jeeva's homepage. And this, looking at this website, this is Yahoo and this is IEEE. So likewise, you can frame any website you like, but Google is very smart enough. I will tell you, you cannot frame Google into a frame like this. It will say couldn't connect. You will get a message like couldn't connect. Otherwise, you can even when I am designing my own website, I can frame SN College Papara. Very easily you can do it, right? Without so likewise, any website you can do this. So you may be thinking, what is the issue with it, or what is wrong with it? Technology people may think what is wrong with it, but from a legal perspective, I will tell you. You imagine you are saying that I have written a poem, right? You have written four lines of your own, and you took 4 lines of OMV group, and you took 8 lines of Sugadamari, and together you put it together, and you say that you have created a new poem. So I should say I will explain framing that way in so many places. You put it together as one single entity and you say that this is my product, right? So this is strictly a violation of intellectual property because we are not seeking the permission. We are not taking the consent of these people who have hosted this Yahoo and IEEE. And without their intention, I mean, without their knowledge, we are incorporating their website to our website. And for lawyers, if there is any person who is from legal side, there is a very debating issue going on that should the law be amended to stop deep linking without the permission of the owner of the content, because as I told you, when you go to an inner page, we are not taking the permission. Thing is that there is no law internationally till date which can put a ban on deep linking. And again, as I told you, IMG link, you can fetch images from any website. So as I told you, it may be this IT Act has decided to leave it to courts to decide for the legality from case to case. And again, in the case of framing, we are taking this websites, or we are taking different websites, and it can be considered as a modification or even mutilation, and surely it is a copyright violation, right? But the problem is divide your window when there is requirement, right? But the other side of the coin is when you divide your window, when you divide your web page into 2 or 3 windows, and when you fetch other websites, you are combining with your content. Actually, it is a copyright modification. Copyright violation, right? So the interesting thing is that if you put a complete ban on IMG linking, what happens is you cannot even fetch pictures from your local machine, right? So that is not possible. And as I told you, complete ban on framing is also not possible because, from a legal perspective, it is copyright violation. But from the technological point of view, we need frames, right? So how it can be solved, that is really, really an issue. And this is what I'm talking about. All these issues are, these are all open problems for lawyers, can be modified for these issues like deep linking, IMG linking, and framing. So you might have seen or you might have used all these, but you might not have thought from a legal perspective. So that is why I took this topic, right? And these 3 people, this is Sergey Brin, Lawrence Page, and this is Sundar Pichai. These are the people behind Google. Many of you may be knowing these two. The Google was this 2 people's PhD thesis. Okay. If you search in anatomy of a large hypertextual web search engine, there is a research paper, the anatomy of a large hypertextual web search engine, which explains how Google works. Okay, so it was their PhD thesis, and later on it was commercialized and named it as Google. So again, another issue with this search engine. Okay, as I told you, this spiders or the crawlers will be crawling around the world to collect the information about websites, and they will be putting in the archive of Google or Yahoo, right? But the search engines, the biggest challenge that the search engines faces is the spam indexing technique. Okay, so as I will tell you, so when I give some keyword in Google, have you ever thought how a particular link listed as 1, and how a particular link listed as 10, and how a particular link listed as 50,000, right? It is listed based on rank. I will tell you rank or page rank of Google. So Google uses more than 150, okay, more than 150 criteria to determine the page rank. So based on the rank only, it will display the link. So for example, I will be giving like SN College Pampana. It will be www.sncollegepampana.org will be listed as 1. Then maybe SN College Pampana / courses may be listed as 2. Then sometimes MG University may be listed as 3 because there will be a link to SN College Pambana from MG University. So likewise, so many links will be displayed. Many will be having close relation with SN College Pambana, but many may not have that much relation with this college website, right? So there is a research paper which has empirically proved that people never go beyond 3 pages in a search, right? So as you know, normally we will look at the first page only, but sometimes you may go to the second page, or hardly you go to third page. Other than that, I don't think no one will go beyond 3 pages. So most of the people, especially e-commerce people, they always want their websites comes closer to the search results. Maybe in first 1 or 2, they want their website to be listed. So the problem is, if it is the real website, then okay. But the spam texting technique is not that. It is the practice of deliberately and dishonestly modifying web pages to increase the chance of them being placed close to the beginning of search engine result. The reason is that people look at, only the first page. So as you know, spamming, the term spamming and indexing. So I am talking about indexing. As I told you, this crawlers will be collecting information and they will create index. Okay, they will create index. So I will tell you some examples how this search engine rank, okay, gives rank to certain web pages. For example, if a particular word appears in the heading, I mean heading tag, HTML heading tag, it will be having a higher rank than the same keyword when it appears in the body, right? For example, like SN College. Okay, if it appears as a heading, it will have, if in a page SN College appears as the heading, it will have more weight than SN College appearing in body, right? Similarly, if SN College appears as bold in a web page, it will be having more weightage than the normal text of SN College. And a particular website will have more rank if more people have clicked on that particular website earlier. Again, if it is an HTTPS site, I mean secure website, it will be having better rank than a normal HTTP site. So, and again, if a particular page has more number of times, like, college, for example, or course, if it appears 3 times, then that particular page will be having more rank than a page which have college with, college which appears once. So likewise, there are several criteria, but it is not that easy to fake Google, because Google is doing so much of research on this. So if you give college 3 or 4 times, or they have threshold value, so if a particular keyword, if goes beyond a threshold value, Google will automatically mark it as a spam page and it will not appear in the search result. So spam texting means, you can make content spam and you can make link spam. Okay, just both these are done for improving the rank, right? Improving the rank. And mostly what happens is this will be invisible to users browsing World Wide Web. We may not be knowing about spam texting. And sometimes you might have seen some low quality web pages that is listed very close to the search results. It is because of this spam texting techniques. So we will see how this spam texting, there are several techniques for spam texting, but I will tell you how this spammers go for this, or these are some unethical things in World Wide Web. So one is hidden text. Okay. So as I told you, you imagine that you have an image in your web page, right? So behind that image, in which position you have fixed that image. So behind that image, you will be giving like BCA, BCA, BCA so many times. Okay. So what happens is that text is hidden to the user, but when the crawlers crawl the web page, or when the crawlers crawl to collect the information about the web page, that will be intelligible to the crawler, but invisible to the user. So what the crawler does is, the crawler feels that, okay, this keyword BCA has appeared some 5 times in this page, so it should be ranked first. Actually, the users cannot see it. It is hidden behind the text. So that is one unethical practice that people, some spammers are using. And another spamming technique is keyword stuffing, right? I will tell you how. You imagine white background. Normally, it will be by default white, this HTML pages. And you put this font color of the text tab also as white. So white and white means you cannot, it is not visible to the user, right? And you will be typing, or you will be filling this HTML page with BCA or BBA or BCom or whatever, what you want to, the frequently used or searched keyword you will be using, the spammers will be using, especially with e-commerce sites, they'll be using, not with this academic websites. So they will stuff this keyword in the web pages, especially white letters with white background. So it is invisible to the user, but it is intelligible to the crawler. So while the crawls and collect the information, okay, the crawler thinks that so many times this particular keyword BCA or BCom has appeared in this page. Okay, so this should be kept as number one, or this should be ranked as number one. So that is how some, the spam pages appears first. But you cannot, this Google again is very smart to understand if your keywords go beyond a certain number, it understands that it is a spam page, but many other search engines are still struggling to find out whether it is original page or a spam page. Okay. Then article spinning and link farm. Yeah, I have already explained this, so that is why. Yeah. Yeah, article spinning. So article spinning is, very interesting thing. I don't know how many of you heard about the software called Web Reaper. You need not even write contents. A Web Reaper software is there. You can simply put the URL into that, and it will reap all the contents of that particular website to you. Like, for example, SN College Pambanar has hosted a very good website, and suppose another college with similar courses, especially this happens with e-commerce site, but for easy understanding, I'm telling like this example. So for another college which is having similar courses for SN College Pambana, they want to host a new website. Okay, so what if he or she is a spammer, what they does is, they will use a web reaper software, and they will spin the contents, from this website, and they will create their own website using this content of SN College Pambanar, which these people have hosted after spending a lot of money, right? And these people not even know that a spammer has, taken the content of our website using some software. So these are some unethical practices, which is very, really, really difficult to identify, right? Again, as I told you, this Google's page rank algorithm, right? As I told you, if many websites link to a particular web page, for example, I have a home page, you imagine like that, and many other websites are having link to my home page, automatically my rank will go up. So what happens is, this is an example for link spam. For example, if you want to improve the rank of your website, you will create so many false pages, and you will be creating links to this page. Okay. So what happens is your website will go up. Okay. So only because of the reason that many other pages have inward links to your site. So that is how the spammers, this alters or modifies or improves the rank of some false pages, right? Right. So I think we will move on to this conclusion that many search engines detect many of the spam detection techniques, but not all of them. So spammers are trying for newer spam detection techniques, and because all these e-commerce people want to list their sites very closer to search results, so they will try their level best to get the search engine result very closer, maybe one or two. So again, the interesting thing is there is no provision in cyber laws to deal with spam texting. So all these issues, what I talked today, are open problems in cyber laws, which is not yet addressed, but still it is going on. For technology people, it may not be an issue, but from a legal perspective, it is an issue. So there is a tug of war between this legal people and this technology people. So again, it is, some people say that it is time to decide or it is time to amend this IT Act for handling all these things. And some technology people say that no, we don't need to bother about it. We will do whatever we like. Okay, so that is again a debating issue. So I think I have given some glimpse of this IPR issues in cyberspace. If you have any questions, I will try my level best to answer it. If you have no questions, I can't hear you. Anyone trying to?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
യാ.
മാം, എത്തിക്കൽ ബിസിനസ് പ്രാക്ടീസിൽ ഡിജിറ്റൽ മാർക്കറ്റിംഗ് എങ്ങനെ ഇൻഫ്ലുവൻസ് ചെയ്യണേ?
ഡിഡിൻ ഹിയർ യു പ്രോപ്പർലി.
ഹലോ ഹലോ മിസ്സേ,
യാ.
ഓൺലൈൻ സ്കാമിൽ പെടാതിരിക്കാൻ എന്തൊക്കെ പ്രിക്കോഷൻസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും?
Online scam. Online scam is totally a different topic from this because ഓൺലൈൻ സ്കാം എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഈ പറയുന്ന പ്രെഡേറ്ററി ലിങ്ക്സ് അയച്ചു തന്നിട്ട് നമ്മുടെ ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് കൊടുക്കാൻ പറയാ, അങ്ങനെയുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെയാണ് അതിനകത്ത് വരിക. ഇത് ആക്ച്വലി അതല്ല, നമ്മുടെ ഇന്റലക്ച്വൽ പ്രോപ്പർട്ടി, പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് ഓഫ് മൈൻഡ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ വെബ്സൈറ്റ് അങ്ങനത്തെ സാധനങ്ങൾ, അതുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധമുള്ള ഇഷ്യൂസിനെ പറ്റിയാണ് നമ്മൾ സംസാരിച്ചത്. അത് നോർമലി നമ്മൾ ബെറ്റർ സ്റ്റേ അവേ ഫ്രം ദാറ്റ് എന്നേ പറയാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. ബട്ട് സ്റ്റിൽ നിങ്ങൾ ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ ചോദിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ഞാനൊരു കഥ പറയാം. എ വെരി സ്മോൾ സ്റ്റോറി. നിങ്ങൾ ഈയിടെ ന്യൂസ് പേപ്പറിൽ വായിച്ചു കാണുമായിരിക്കും, ഒരു വലിയൊരു സൈബർ തട്ടിപ്പ്, റൈറ്റ്? ഓൺലൈൻ സ്കാം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഞാനിത് പറയുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, യു മേ ബി റിയലി ഷോക്ഡ്. ന്യൂസ് പേപ്പർ ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ട് വായിച്ചൊരു കഥ കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. അതായത് കൊച്ചിയിലുള്ള ഒരു ഹോൾസെയിൽ ഡിസ്ട്രിബ്യൂട്ടർ, കാർപ്പറ്റ് സോറി റീറ്റെയിൽ സെല്ലറാണ്. ഹി ടുക്ക് കാർപ്പറ്റ്സ് ഫ്രം എ ഹോൾസെയിൽ ഡീലർ. അപ്പൊ ഈ ഹോൾസെയിൽ ഡീലർ, ഞാൻ കഥ പറയുന്നതുകൊണ്ട് കുഴപ്പമില്ലല്ലോ അല്ലേ? ക്യാൻ ഐ സേ ദ സ്റ്റോറി?
പറയൂ ടീച്ചർ.
ഓക്കെ, യാ. സോ ഈ കാർപ്പറ്റ് സെല്ലർ, ഐ മീൻ ഹോൾസെയിൽ ഡീലറുടെ അടുത്താണ് കാർപ്പറ്റ് എടുക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പം ഈ ഹോൾസെയിൽ ഡീലർ പറഞ്ഞു, നിങ്ങൾ എന്താ പറയാ, സാധാരണ ഇവർ ചിലപ്പോൾ കാർപ്പറ്റ് എടുത്തിട്ട് കുറച്ച് ക്രെഡിറ്റ് കൊടുക്കും. അപ്പം അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് കുറച്ചൊരു പീരീഡ് കഴിഞ്ഞാണ് ഇവർ ഈ റീറ്റെയിൽ സെല്ലർ പേ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. സോ വാട്ട് ഹാപ്പൻസ് ഇസ്, ഈ റീറ്റെയിൽ സെല്ലറിന്, കൊച്ചിയിലുള്ള റീറ്റെയിൽ സെല്ലറിന് ഒരു മെയിൽ വരുന്നു ഒരു ദിവസം. ഈ ഹോൾസെയിൽ ഡീലറിന്റെ അടുത്ത് ഒരു മെയിൽ വരുന്നു, 1 crore റുപ്പിയാണ് കൊടുക്കാനുള്ളത്. കാരണം ബൾക്ക് എമൗണ്ട് ആണ് ഇവർ സെല് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. 1 crore റുപ്പി പേ ചെയ്യാനുണ്ടെന്ന് പറയുന്നു. ആൻഡ് ഞങ്ങളുടെ ബാങ്ക് അക്കൗണ്ട് ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തു എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു വരികയാണ് മെയിൽ. ഓക്കെ, ഫ്രം ദ സെയിം മെയിൽ ഐ ഡി, മാസങ്ങളായിട്ട് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്തിരുന്ന സെയിം മെയിൽ ഐ ഡി തന്നെയാണ് ഇത് വരുന്നത്. സോ അങ്ങനെ വരുമ്പോൾ ഓട്ടോമാറ്റിക്കലി നമ്മൾ ആരും സംശയിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നില്ല, സെയിം മെയിൽ ഐ ഡി അല്ലേ. മേ ബി നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ എപ്പോഴും ഫോൺ എടുത്ത് നമ്മൾ വിളിച്ചോളണം എന്നില്ല. സോ ഇവർ ആദ്യം ഒരു 30, എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു 70 lakhs ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ചെയ്തു, ദെൻ ഒരു 30 lakhs ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ചെയ്തു. അപ്പോൾ അവർ കഴിഞ്ഞു, പരിപാടി കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഓക്കെ, ആഫ്റ്റർ 1 or 2 weeks നമ്മുടെ ഒറിജിനൽ ഹോൾസെയിൽ ഡീലർ വിളിച്ചിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു, ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് കാശ് കിട്ടിയില്ലല്ലോ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞപ്പോഴാണ് ഇവർക്ക് രണ്ടുപേർക്ക് മനസ്സിലായത്, ഈ ഹോൾസെയിൽ ഡീലറുടെ ഇമെയിൽ ഐ ഡി ആരോ ഹാക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഹാക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അതിൽ നിന്നുമാണ് ഈ മെയിൽ അയച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് വെരി കോമൺ. ഓക്കെ, അങ്ങനെ അത് ഇനി കഥയുടെ ട്വിസ്റ്റ് അവിടെയല്ല. അപ്പോൾ ഇവർ സൈബർ പോലീസിൽ ഐ മീൻ കംപ്ലൈന്റ് കൊടുത്തു. അങ്ങനെ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റിഗേഷൻ പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പം മനസ്സിലായത് എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ, ഈ കാശ് ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ചെയ്യുന്നത്, പോയേക്കുന്നത് വെസ്റ്റ് ബംഗാളിലുള്ള ഒരു ടീച്ചറിന്റെ അക്കൗണ്ടിലേക്കാണ് ഈ കാശ് പോയിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, സോ സൈബർ പോലീസ് ആൻഡ് ടീം വെൻ ടു വെസ്റ്റ് ബംഗാൾ ടു അറസ്റ്റ്. സ്കൂൾ ടീച്ചറാണ്, സ്കൂൾ ടീച്ചറിനെ അന്വേഷിച്ച് അവിടെ ചെന്നു. അറസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ ചെന്നപ്പോൾ നാട്ടുകാരൊക്കെ തടഞ്ഞു. പക്ഷേ ടീച്ചറിന് ഒരു അറിവുമില്ല ഇതിനെപ്പറ്റി. And the most interesting thing is that this 1 crore rupees is withdrawn from an ATM from New Delhi. ന്യൂ ഡൽഹിയിൽ നിന്ന് ഈ 1 കോടി രൂപയും വിത്ഡ്രോ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട് പല പ്രാവശ്യമായിട്ട്. ഓക്കെ, അങ്ങനെ ഇവർ ടീച്ചറിനെ ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ട് ഒത്തിരി ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ചോദിച്ചു. ടീച്ചറിന് ഒരു പിടിയും കിട്ടുന്നില്ല. പക്ഷേ ടീച്ചറിന്റെ അക്കൗണ്ടിലേക്ക് തന്നെയാണ് ഇത് പോയേക്കുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ ടീച്ചറിനെ ഇവരെ അറസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തു. അങ്ങനെ ടീച്ചറിനെ ഫർദർ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റിഗേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോഴത്തേനും ഇതുമായിട്ട് ഒരു ബന്ധമില്ല. ഒരു വർഷം മുന്നേ നമുക്കൊക്കെ ഒത്തിരി എന്താ പറയാ, പല സെലിബ്രിറ്റീസിനോട് നമുക്ക് ഭയങ്കര ആരാധന ഉണ്ടാവും. അപ്പം ബോളിവുഡിലെ ഒരു മ്യൂസീഷ്യന്റെ വലിയ ഫാനാണ് ഈ ടീച്ചർ. അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ സോഷ്യൽ മീഡിയ നോക്കി അറിയാം നമ്മൾ ആരെയാണ് ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നത്, നമ്മൾ ആരുടെ എന്താ പറയുക റീൽസിൽ നമ്മൾ കമന്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്, ലൈക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്, ഇതൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് വളരെ ഈസിയാണ് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാൻ. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ ഈ സെലിബ്രിറ്റി ഒരു ദിവസം ടീച്ചറിനെ വിളിച്ചിട്ട് പറയാണ്, എൻ്റെ അക്കൗണ്ട് പെട്ടെന്ന് ഫ്രീസ് ആയിപ്പോയി, അതുകൊണ്ട് എനിക്കൊരു ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യണം, ഒരു അക്കൗണ്ട് ഓപ്പൺ ചെയ്യാൻ. സോ ടീച്ചർ വാസ് ബിറ്റ് കൺഫ്യൂസ്ഡ്. കാരണം ഞാൻ ഇപ്പം ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ പറയുന്നത്, എന്നെ ഷാരൂഖ് ഖാൻ വിളിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഐ വിൽ ബി ടോട്ടലി കൺഫ്യൂസ്ഡ്. ഷാരൂഖ് ഖാൻ എന്തിനാ എന്നെ വിളിക്കണം എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കും. സോ ടീച്ചർ ആ സെയിം ചോദ്യം തന്നെ ചോദിച്ചു, എനിക്ക് എങ്ങനെ വിശ്വസിക്കാൻ പറ്റും നിങ്ങൾ ഈ പറയുന്ന മ്യൂസീഷ്യൻ ആണ് എന്ന് എനിക്ക് വിശ്വസിക്കാൻ പറ്റുമെന്ന് ചോദിച്ചപ്പോൾ ഹി സ്വിച്ച്ഡ് ഓൺ ടു എ വീഡിയോ കോൾ. വീഡിയോ കോളിലേക്ക് സ്വിച്ച് ചെയ്തു, സെയിം പേഴ്സൺ. ആൻഡ് ടീച്ചർ വാസ് സൂപ്പർ എക്സൈറ്റഡ് ആൻഡ് ത്രിൽഡ്. കാരണം നമ്മൾ ആരാധിക്കുന്ന ഒരാൾ നമ്മളെ വിളിച്ചിട്ട് ഒരു ഹെൽപ്പ് ചോദിക്കാന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ എന്ത് വേണമെങ്കിലും ചെയ്യും. സോ ടീച്ചർ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു, ടീച്ചർ ഇത് ബാങ്ക് അക്കൗണ്ട് തുടങ്ങാനുള്ള ഹെൽപ്പ് എല്ലാം ചെയ്തു കൊടുത്തു. ഹെൽപ്പ് എല്ലാം ചെയ്തു കൊടുക്കാൻ പറഞ്ഞാൽ സിം കാർഡ്, ഫോട്ടോ, ID പ്രൂഫ്, എല്ലാ സാധനങ്ങളും ഓക്കെ കൊടുത്തു. അത് ഒരു കൊല്ലം മുന്നേ നടന്ന കഥയാണ്. പക്ഷേ ആ അക്കൗണ്ടിലേക്കാണ് ഈ കാശ് പോയിരിക്കുന്നത്. സോ ദിസ് ഇസ് കണക്റ്റഡ്. ഒരു വർഷം കഴിഞ്ഞാണ് ഇതായിട്ട് കണക്ഷൻ വരുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് മോസ്റ്റ് ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് തിങ് ഇസ് ദാറ്റ് ഈ സെലിബ്രിറ്റിനെ ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ചെയ്തു, ഇയാൾ എന്തിനാണ് ഈ ബാങ്ക് അക്കൗണ്ട് ഈ കാശ് ഇങ്ങനെ ചെയ്തതെന്ന് അറിയാൻ വേണ്ടി അയാൾക്ക് ഇതിന് കേട്ടുകേൾവി പോലുമില്ല. പക്ഷേ ദ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് തിങ് ഇസ് ദാറ്റ് ഇറ്റ് വാസ് എ ഡീപ് ഫേക്ഡ് വീഡിയോ. ഓക്കെ, അതാണ് കഥയുടെ ട്വിസ്റ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഡീപ് ഫേക്ഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള വീഡിയോ ആണ്. ആ വീഡിയോ കോൾ വന്നത് ഒറിജിനൽ ആളല്ല, ഡീപ് ഫേക്ക് ചെയ്തൊരു വീഡിയോ ആയിരുന്നു. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് ഹൗ ടീച്ചർ ഇസ് നൗ ഇൻ ജയിൽ. പക്ഷേ നമ്മൾ ഇന്നസെന്റ് ആണെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാലും നമുക്കൊന്നും ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. കാരണം നമ്മൾ തന്നെ കൊടുത്ത ഐ ഡി പ്രൂഫും ഡീറ്റെയിൽസും വെച്ചിട്ടാണ് ബാങ്ക് അക്കൗണ്ട് തുടങ്ങിയത്. അപ്പൊ ഇങ്ങനെ നമ്മളല്ലെന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റും. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനത്തെ സോ മെനി ഇഷ്യൂസ് ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പം എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു ഈയിടെ കേട്ടതിൽ ഏറ്റവും എക്സൈറ്റിംഗ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു സൈബർ ക്രൈം ആണ് ഇപ്പൊ ഞാൻ നിങ്ങളോട് ഷെയർ ചെയ്തത്. ഐ ഹോപ്പ് യു ഓൾസോ എൻജോയ് ദ സ്റ്റോറി. Any other questions related to IPR?
മാം, ഹലോ.
Yeah.
എത്തിക്കൽ ബിസിനസ് പ്രാക്ടീസിൽ ഡിജിറ്റൽ മാർക്കറ്റിംഗ് എങ്ങനെ ഇൻഫ്ലുവൻസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്?
കേട്ടില്ല. ഡിജിറ്റൽ മാർക്കറ്റിംഗ്.
എത്തിക്കൽ ബിസിനസ് പ്രാക്ടീസിൽ ഡിജിറ്റൽ
ആ,
മാർക്കറ്റിംഗ് എങ്ങനെ ഇൻഫ്ലുവൻസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്?
എത്തിക്കൽ ബിസിനസ് പ്രാക്ടീസ് എന്നാണ് പറഞ്ഞത്. കേട്ടില്ല. എത്തിക്കൽ ആ വാക്ക് എന്താന്ന് ക്ലിയർ ആയില്ല. ഇഫ് യു ലുക്ക് അറ്റ് ഡിജിറ്റൽ മാർക്കറ്റിംഗ് ദർ ഇസ് നത്തിങ് റോങ്. കാരണം ഡിജിറ്റൽ മാർക്കറ്റിംഗ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ പ്രൊമോഷൻസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന നമ്മുടെ പ്രോഡക്റ്റിനെ മാർക്കറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഒരു ശ്രമമാണ്. ബട്ട് ആ വാക്ക് അതിൽ തന്നെ പറയുന്നുണ്ട് ഇറ്റ് ഷുഡ് ബി എത്തിക്കൽ. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ മുമ്പ് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ അൺഎത്തിക്കലായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ സ്പാമിംഗ് ടെക്നിക്സ് ഉപയോഗിച്ച് നമ്മൾ ഡിജിറ്റൽ മാർക്കറ്റിംഗ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനകത്താണ് ഇഷ്യൂ ഉള്ളൂ. അല്ലാതെ നമ്മൾ നോർമലി മാർക്കറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ദാറ്റ്സ് എ റൈറ്റ് വേ ഓർ റൈറ്റ് ചാനൽ ഓഫ് ഡൂയിങ് മാർക്കറ്റിംഗ്.
ഓക്കെ മാം.
സോ ഐ ഹോപ്പ്.
മാം
യാ,
കേക്കാവോ?
കേൾക്കാം, പറയൂ.
ഈ മെഷീൻ ലേണിംഗ് വെബ് മൈനിങ്ങുമായിട്ട് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഇന്റർ റിലേറ്റഡ് ആണോ?
യെസ്, ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ക്ലോസ്ലി റിലേറ്റഡ്. അതായത് നമ്മൾ ഡേറ്റ മൈനിങ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വെബ് മൈനിങ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് തന്നെയാണ് മെഷീൻ ലേണിംഗ് ഒരു 85% എന്ന് വേണം പറയാനായിട്ട്. അത് എന്താ പറയുക, കുറച്ചും കൂടി റിഫൈൻഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള കുറേ അധികം ടെക്നിക്സ് മെഷീൻ ലേണിംഗിൽ നമ്മൾ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. അത് ആക്ച്വലി ഡേറ്റ മൈനിങ് എന്ന് മാത്രം പറയുമ്പോൾ അതൊരു കൺസെപ്റ്റ് മാത്രമായിരുന്നു. ഓക്കെ, മെഷീൻ ലേണിംഗ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ അത് റിയലി ഇംപ്ലിമെന്റ് ചെയ്ത് ഇപ്പോൾ പൈത്തൺ പോലെയുള്ള ലാംഗ്വേജസ് ഉപയോഗിച്ച് നമ്മൾ അത് ഇംപ്ലിമെന്റ് ചെയ്ത് നമ്മൾ അതിന്റെ റിസൾട്ട് കാണുന്നുണ്ട്. അതാണ്, അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ചെറിയ ഡിഫറൻസ് മാത്രമേ എനിക്ക് ഫീൽ ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളൂ. ബാക്കി നമ്മൾ ഡേറ്റ മൈനിങ്ങിൽ പഠിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ സാധനങ്ങളും എക്സാക്ട്ലി നമ്മൾ മെഷീൻ ലേണിംഗിൽ കാണും. വെദർ ഇറ്റ് ബി ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻ, വെദർ ഇറ്റ് ബി ക്ലസ്റ്ററിംഗ്, വെദർ ഇറ്റ് ബി റിഗ്രഷൻ, അങ്ങനെയുള്ള എല്ലാ സാധനങ്ങളും നമ്മൾ ഡേറ്റ മൈനിങ്ങിൽ കാണുന്ന എല്ലാം മെഷീൻ ലേണിംഗിലും ഉണ്ട്. സോ ഐ ഷുഡ് സേ ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് ഓൾഡ് വൈൻ ഇൻ ന്യൂ ബോട്ടിൽ, അങ്ങനെ പറയണം. So I hope the questions are over. If the questions are over, I would like to thank everyone, especially Shibu sir, once again for inviting me. Thank you so much for the questions. It seems your mics were in mute, so you couldn't interact, but I can see few chats.
Thank,
Yeah, thank you so much.
thank,
And good
thank you,
night.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
That was a wonderful, informative session. I hope every one of us had something to take away from it. Now the time for vote of thanks. Dear esteemed speakers, participants, and organizers, as we have to come to the end of today's seminar, I would like to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and everyone present here. To our illustrious resource person, Dr. Jeeva Jose ma'am, we are deeply grateful for your indispensable insights and expertise you shared with us today. The session was really informative, thought-provoking, and innovative. We really appreciate the time and effort you have put into this session. To our participants, thank you for your active participation and enthusiasm. To our organizing committee, volunteers, and support staff, your tireless efforts and dedication have been instrumental in making the seminar a grand success. Once again, thank you all for making the seminar an enriching experience. We hope that the knowledge, insights, and ideas you have gained today will stay with you for a long time. Thank you, and let's stay informed. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.